Okay, problem 4, continuing at the factoring where your lead coefficient is not a 1. You can see your lead coefficient actually here is a 3. I've already typed in that expression into y1. So you've got 3x squared plus 8x plus 5. When you hit graph, this might be getting a little bit tight right here. You might be thinking, oh gosh, this is really looking a little bit confusing here. As I'm saying, you might think that, hey, maybe we're crossing at -1. And as you hit -1, thankfully you hit spot on. It seems to fit remarkably well. And thank goodness that that did happen. You'll get x is equal to -1. However, as you look over, you could say, well, maybe we're at -2 for the other one. At -2, you're going to be up at y equals 1. So we can see that that second intersection is not an integer. It's not going to be the number x equals -2. It certainly won't be x equals -3. So tell you what, let's go ahead and get some help. And we're going to more or less have to use that 0 tool. And left bound, we're going to say -10. Right bound, we'll hit +10. And guess. Now, please be careful. These numbers are super close to each other. If you guess -1, it's going to give you the -1 answer that we just came up with. You have to move a little bit to the left of that. So plug in -2. And you can see right here, we actually have a decimal of -1.66667. This is one of those situations where you have to be very, very careful with your guess. If you would have guessed x equals 0, you would have been sent over to the answer of x equals -1. You have to move just a little bit to the left here. So here is especially a reason why I wanted to show you that fraction button. You look at -1.6 repeating. When you hit math frac, that's where you'll get -5/3. And honestly, that's the super big help that you're going to get. Now, I'm going to rewrite this down here and we're going to do a little bit of work. Now, whenever you've got a fraction, like we were saying, do some cross multiplying. You'll get 3x. Here you'll get -5. Next, add a 5 to both sides, and you'll get 3x plus 5 would be equal to 0. For this other part, just add a 1 to both sides, and you'll have x plus 1 is equal to 0. Now, you're almost done, but of course you're going to just have to write in the form 3x plus 5 times x plus 1. And again, as always, if you're ever worried that this isn't working out, you can multiply it through, you can FOIL it out, and have the peace of mind of seeing that it works. So this problem was especially important because our intercepts were close. When you're finding that intercept on the left, you have to move a little bit further to the left. And fractions are going to be plentiful for these problems, but hopefully with the graphing calculator, you're going to be just fine.